ठीक है, ये I'm gonna talk about 10 realities. ठीक है, please remember I have something called as secret shortcuts to success, right? Secret shortcuts to success, and I used to call it CSF, complete success formula, and I applied my success shortcuts formula to some people, and it is working extremely fine. They're making a lot of money without getting into many of these things, and I'm going to talk from their standpoint, and I'm going to talk about from my standpoint. Please remember my stages. I had one person army, that was me and my wife, obviously, and then there were five more people who joined us. First one person joined us, and then it became five. I talk about that as a 5 people stage, and then there is a 10 people stage. Now there is a 20 people stage going on with less production, and I'm grappling with that, and then there is a 50 people stage that I want to achieve, right? So this guy is talking about certain realities, and I will debunk or I will agree to those realities. Okay, so let's usually I listen to the video and I like the video, and that's when I make the reaction, but it's hard, this is that was the video, last video I actually also feel that we are somewhat blinded by all this motivational videos, motivational content that makes us believe this make-believe world that entrepreneurship is a beautiful experience that everybody needs to go through, and it's the most amazing feeling to be an entrepreneur. So let me tell you this: the day I took my losses and the day I confronted that I was in a bad 10, it was not a very good feeling. And I want to break down for you in this video 10 realities that you need to be connected to while you're starting a business or while you're building a business, so that you're not blinding yourself just on plain motivational or positive thinking or feel-good thinking, because at the end of the day, okay. So certain things that were different for me is I was in America where certain amount of money is confirmed. Second thing that worked to my advantage is I was in the job giving business. So finding a job, getting a job done, doing the job, delivering the job was easy for me. Getting an IT job is a dream for many people. For me, it was a left hand play. So it was never a big deal for me. So getting into the job, coming out into the business, again job, I did 6 iterations before I had a sustainable operation, which was very stable in nature, and I was able to sustain it by working myself. And then from there on, I worked on 5 people. If you want to try to say, remember I said that I was a 1-person army, me and my wife, basically 2 people of army. So I will say before that there were stages too. First stage was there were 6 times I had to quit business and get back into job. 6 times I had to do that because I would soak my funds, all the money I will exhaust, and then I will go back to job. And then I will, then I'm doing the job, then how will I do business? That's why I made videos about 9 to 5 is the most important time in earth, in America. So in America, if you're doing, job in between, sued by a few people. That's what basically got me jittery. I mean, I'm an immigrant into this country, trying to understand this country, trying to make money by doing a business. Remember, this was a pretty interesting thing. You go, even if you're running a business in America and you go to Finland today, you won't be able to run a business. Trust me. So here, coming to this new country and learning all the rules and opening LLCs, opening C Corps and S Corps, and learning all those things, dealing with lawyers, dealing with immigration, dealing with trainers, dealing with the business operations, dealing with CEs and dealing with business operations, dealing with consultants, dealing with candidates, dealing with so many things, clients and everything, and how to write a contract, how to write a proper contract without ChatGPT, without Google, without Google, proper Google, you see. So it was very difficult, and grappling with all these things, we came out with a complete solution which got operationalized and then got delegated in 2009, and then we started having a stable operation, right? By the way, in 2009, recession hit and I went back to job. So after that, when I bounced back, I had 1 person with me and I never had to go back to job. So after that, I did business. In 2010 May, my business picked up again. By 2011 January, I left the job. You should know that. Okay, so this thing that he's talking about is what is, in my opinion, completely avoidable. Getting into some kind of a debt trap, this and that. If you follow my secret shortcut formula in America, especially, see again, America, virtual things work to my advantage, right? So whatever worked to my advantage, according to that, you will not get what reflects in your emotions. And if your reality is not in the right place, then those emotions can just be misleading or a cover up. In my experience of working with thousands of entrepreneurs on a weekly basis, here's what I have also realized. Most entrepreneurs are not connected to the realities of building a business. Most entrepreneurs are just floating in the clouds, feeling proud of the fact that their business card reads CEO or founder and are just going with the flow. Don't be fooled by the clothes people wear, the ties and the suits they put on themselves. Don't be fooled by the cars people drive, because most entrepreneurs are actually living a lie. Most entrepreneurs are actually not making the required money. Most entrepreneurs are living out of their credit cards. The reality of business needs to be something that you need to confront as a person who wants to start a business or as a person who's starting a business. Because if you don't confront these realities, then you are like a frog in a pot of water, which is slowly put on a sim, and you are burning and boiling, but you're not realizing that the water is right now boiling. And slowly, before you know, the water gets really hot, and you die in that water. This is what happens to most entrepreneurs. They're in that pot of water called entrepreneurship, and they think this is the dream life, this is their mission, this is their passion, this is their vision. But slowly the heat is going up, 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 and up, and before they know, the business is financially dead.
So I want you to understand what those 10 realities are that you need to be connected to, so that you can be a more conscious entrepreneur and you can take action in the right direction to build a consciously profitable.
Nice. Now, देखो, I made a video about different types of businesses in India. Entrepreneurship, startup, ecosystem, SoftBank, all this is different. Reliance, TCS, these are all semi-corporates. These are all India, politically connected companies. These are all different. 100 crore companies, 200 crore companies in India, this is a different thing. You can even become a 1,000 crore company, and that is something. I met with two entrepreneurs in India. That is something that I want to aspire to be, right? If at all. And then there is like professionals who make a lot of money, like 1 crore salary. To me, they are much better off than any entrepreneur out there or small business owner out there. 1 crore a year salary, and hello, and your value will keep on going up. Typically, they're working for these politically companies, or they're working for these SoftBank backed companies, SoftBank type companies, backed companies, right? You should sometimes think why Reliance never have fund the startups and all those things. It will not. They will fund up the startups which are more traditional and semi-corporates. That's what I call it. These are not proper corporates in India. They are not proper corporates. These are semi-corporates, politically connected. Being politically connected is their main thing. So these are different things. So the one that he's talking about is, they soak money and then they die and this and that. If you are opening a, let's say, if your target is to make a 12 crore company, let's go with the humble this thing, 1 crore a year revenue, and then corresponding profit, it is very easy to achieve. I'm talking about acha. Then there is another one in India which is not working for a company like TCS or political. They work for an American company, small company, and then they basically make 1 crore a year. Right? I know many such people because they're the kind of people I work with. Right? They are the ones I work with. They are the target segment for me. People who are not in TCS, people who are not in the startup space. In India, startup space is very different. IIT, this and that. Many people try to become they say my thing is a brand. A person started a real estate agency in India. He says he's a startup. No, he's not a startup. Startup to me is that. Whatever you want to call it, but that is what a different segment is. And anyway, so this is a segment that I always want you to be, because you cannot be making 1 crore a year salary in Reliance or in TCS. So then where do you go from there, right? If you're an IITian, then the whole problem is already resolved. You will probably make 1 crore in Reliance, or you will make 1 crore in software, or 100 crores in SoftBank, backed startup, or you will go to America. The whole world is yours. But what if you are not from IIT? What if you are having great caliber in you, but it's not proven yet? So these are the kind of people that I target, and my secret shortcut for India is for this purpose, right? So that you should figure out ways to basically either start a 10 crore company, or a company where you make 10 crore by working there as a VP or a CEO of a small company like mine. This is my formula, right? That I keep selling in India, right? That you become a CEO of a small company in America. The only problem is, I made a lot of videos about that. So those are the things, right? So in the second in this space wherein you're working with as a CEO of an American company, there is no problem, right? You will not get into that trap because it's a job. You'll get paid from the day one. And if you're having, let's say, a 10 crore company based out in India, and which is doing some kind of service to the clients, you'll again make money from the day one. Why would you lose money? Just buy a laptop and start servicing clients. So you will not get into any debt trap, right? And if you're making, let's say, if you're raising 20 to 25 crore company, in my opinion, those 1 crore company which are giving services to American companies, they are the ones who can potentially make 20 crore to 50 crore. I met with an entrepreneur. He makes apps and he provides services to India. He's having a 250 crore company. Yeah, that is easy. I don't think he ever had to deal with any debt trap. He had to deal with certain things like dealing with CEAs, lawyers, issues, this, that, manpower issues, but he never had to deal with this thing. So this debt trap thing that he's talking about is for only startup, and even they are not in debt trap. The debt trap is that's a different thing. That's entrepreneurship of different kinds. So I don't know. To me, he's mixed the things. At least this thing that he's talking about is not for me, and I don't think startup people come to him. Those people, remember I said that 10 crore companies who want to be 200 crore, that range, 10 crore to 100 crore companies, or 200 crore, 1,000 crore companies are the ones who should come to him. Or the VPs, etc., in the politically bad companies should come to him, right? Or people who are working in 20 crore company of America and drawing, let's say, 1 crore salary in India should come to him. But I don't think people who are in, acha, there is another space there, American companies who are in India, like for example, for example, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, which have, so that is another space. I've talked about this. I've talked about these types of businesses in another video. You should watch this video. I just give you a brief here. Okay, na? So you cannot mix up these things. You cannot mix up these things. That trap is a feature of this entrepreneur space. Entrepreneur space. Okay, na? So in my opinion, that, so if he got into a debt trap while working as a motivational speaker, sorry buddy, you did some mistakes. There is a possibility. You should watch my secret shortcuts, because my secret shortcuts is not for startup space. It's not for getting a job in an American company, because that is for IITians, right? It is not for people who are, who are working in Reliance and all this, and drawing 1-2 crore salaries. It's for people who are basically like me and you, start a small venture and then make 10 crores a year in India, or 1.5 crore profit in job, right, in India, or basically, and who are aspiring to be 250 crore or 1,000 crore. This is what I think is possible for everybody in India, and that's what. By the way, the guys I saw, they didn't even speak proper English, and they were making their company revenue was 250 crore with a profit of 225 crore every year, and that's proven. I know this number. 350 crore actually revenue and 25 crore profit. And they are like, they live like superstars. They're confident like superstars, but they don't even speak proper English. So anybody can do it. That's what I'm all about, right? I'm all about my complete success formulas for everybody. It's not for IITians only. I've written a secret shortcut for IITians so they can make their life better in America. But in general, my formulas are all for you guys. Everybody can follow this, and if you can follow this, you can become something else. So I'm not sure. He has mixed up, in my opinion, he mixed up the things here. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. Rajiv ji, आप भी जरा सीखो. तरह तरह की कंपनी है जी. सारी एक तरह की कंपनी नहीं है. तरह तरह की कंपनी है, और हर स्पेस के अंदर अलग अलग किस्म के चैलेंजेस हैं. जो डेट ट्रैप वाला चैलेंज है, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में आता है. रिलायंस वगैरह को भी डेट ट्रैप में आता है, बाय द वे. और जो अमेरिकन कंपनीज आ रही है, यहाँ पे दे डोंट हैव एनी डेट ट्रैप. तो एंड जो बंदे ने 10 करोड़ की कंपनी खोलनी है, उनको डेट ट्रैप वाला इशू नहीं आता. उनको काम का इशू आता है, मैनेजमेंट का इशू आता है, जो हम बात करेंगे. लेकिन उनको ये नहीं इशू आता, डेट ट्रैप वाला इशू नहीं आता. ना मुझे अमेरिका में, उनको आता है.
And before they know, the business is financially dead. So how do you understand what those 10 realities are that you need to be connected to, so that you can be a more conscious entrepreneur and you can take action in the right direction to build a consciously profitable business? Now, before I go there, I want you to make sure that you watch this video till the end. Not just because you're going to learn about these 10 realities in this video, but towards the end of this video, I want to invite you.
हाँ, तो इन्होंने बोला हाउ टू बिल्ड अ बिजनेस, 10 रियलिटीज ऑफ बिजनेस. मैं भी सोचा हो सकता है इन्होंने बिजनेस ही बनाया. ही मे हैव मेड दिस वीडियोस फॉर एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, एंड आई एम unnecessary beating him up. Actually, when you say business to me, I don't think of as that entrepreneurship based business or startup kind of business where you get funded and all that, and where you have this debt trap and all those issues. I talk about, when I hear business, to me what it means is, as I said, that 1 crore business, which is potentially trying to be 12 crore business, 10 crore business, and 25 crore business, and 50 and 100 and 250 and 1,000 crore. That's what I call as a business, or traditional business. Mine is a traditional business, and I'm talking about traditional business for you, right? And that is something that anybody can open with the right attitude, and the right customer service, and the right this thing, like with the right knowledge and right skills, they can open. And that's what I'm here for. So that, which is for everybody. It's not just for IITians. It's for everybody, right? So when he's talking business to me, so that's what I mean. And many of the videos that he's talking about, they're not for entrepreneurs only. So they're for business. So people use business, entrepreneurs, invariably, to me, entrepreneurs should be reserved for those people who are creating products and who are backed by SoftBank and starting, so who have a startup kind of, who in the startup ecosystem. Oh shit.
So that you can be a more conscious entrepreneur and you can take action in the right direction to build a consciously profitable business. Now, before I go there, I want you to make sure that you watch this video till the end. Not just because you're going to learn about these 10 realities in this video, but towards the end of this video, I want to invite you to continue the learning journey with me, because I know for a fact that if you give me 4 hours of your time and come into that training that I'm going to talk to you about towards the end of this video, you will thank yourself for making that decision.
जुड़ जाओ गाइस, जुड़ जाओ इसकी ट्रेनिंग में. 4 घंटे की ट्रेनिंग में ये देख लेना, आपको बहुत फाड़ू चीजें देगा, बहुत तगड़ी चीजें देगा. मेरी आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है, आप जरूर जाओ. डेफिनेटली गो टू दिस थिंग. 4 घंटे हैं सिर्फ, कुछ नहीं होते 4 घंटे. जरूर जाओ, ठीक है. बाय द वे, विवेक बिंद्रा जो करता हूँ फॉरवर्ड कर देता हूँ, जो अंकित इंस्पायर इंडिया करता हूँ फॉरवर्ड कर देता हूँ. मेरे पास सुनने का कोई टाइम नहीं उनकी ऐड को. इसकी ऐड सुनने लायक है. 4 घंटे के वीडियो में. ये एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के लिए बनाया क्या वीडियो? मेरे को ऐसी लग रहा है बिजनेस.
Entrepreneurship. Here's reality number 1. Value creation is more important than valuation. Let me repeat that for you. Value creation is more important than valuation. Most people today are jumping onto this bandwagon of entrepreneurship because they're hearing stories of a particular founder raised this much funding, another founder got this much investment, another founder made so much money by raising that kind of an investment. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Valuation is like iski toki uske saath. Without value creation, valuation is just hollow. It's a PR activity. It's just selling a dream to someone who will sell that dream to somebody else and will sell that dream to somebody else, and eventually they hit a dead end or they go for an IPO and just drain out the public's money onto an enterprise just based on that PR value, not on that actual business value. Value creation needs to be a number one priority as a business owner. You need to ask yourself, how is a product or service solving a significant problem or fulfilling a significant need or desire for which people are willing to spend their money? And it's important that people spend their money. It's not just about going out there and distributing stuff for free with the hope that you're building your data, building your list, and eventually having nothing or no means to leverage the database and make actual money in the business. So value creation needs to be your number one priority, not just chasing valuations. So that's the first reality you need to confront in your business. The second reality is
स्टार्टअप के बारे में देखो, लुक्स लाइक ये वाला तो देखो स्टार्टअप के बारे में. तो दिस होल फर्स्ट पॉइंट इज अबाउट स्टार्टअप्स, ठीक है ना. सो उसके बारे में ये लिखा, वैल्यूएशन इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट देन वैल्यूएशन. देखो उसके बारे में एक बात बता देता हूँ, ठीक है. आई डोंट नो मच अबाउट स्टार्टअप्स, आई डोंट नो माई सेल्फ एज अ स्टार्टअप, ठीक है. ठीक है. 25 years in this 26 years in this country now. 20 years of business, 21 years in business, right? I can tell you I have some ideas about startup. If you are working in a startup, if you are owning a startup and running a startup and have a successful startup, you may be ahead of me. I'll be very honest. But if you are new to a startup, and then you may learn something from me, because I watch these videos and try to understand the mistakes that they do. I have friends who have startups. I have friends who are, and I have ability to understand their things better than anybody who doesn't have a startup at all or who's starting his life. So you can learn a few things from me from that angle. I myself don't have a startup, so please, if you think oh, this is a good advice, I might. Yeah, I don't want to be the authority on startup advice because I myself don't know. Value creation is more important than valuation. No, ulta hi hai. Okay, I'm a ruthless business guy. Valuation is definitely more important. And he even said, he even toned down, someone will just create an IPO. IPO is an ultimate thing. आईपीओ इज एन अल्टीमेट थिंग. उसको तुम कैसे यार ऐसे कर सकते हो कि आईपीओ कर दिया, अरे कितना गलती कर दी, और तूने वैल्यूएशन क्रिएट की, तूने वैल्यूएशन क्रिएट कर दी, तूने आईपीओ निकाल दिया. साले वैल्यूएशन, तूने आईपीओ निकाल दिया, तूने तो बहुत कुछ कर लिया भाई. So what some of the things you may end up making mistakes, because I made a reaction video of this guy, some guy in India who created a $1 billion company and then he lost everything. So he said that he didn't sell his startup because he said that he'll get to learn something. So all those are mistakes for me. Those are startup mistakes. So those, please don't make it. When you can push an IPO, make money and get out of it. Exiting is a very important thing on the resume. If you exit at, let's say, 50 crores and you potentially become a $1 billion company, but then you don't exit and then you become a $0 company, 50 crore exit is much more valuable on your resume than that thing that I was once owning a 100,000 crore company. Sorry, 1,000 crore company. I'm telling you my 2 cents as a guy who has been owning a traditional business and consistently make, if not more, like 20 crore in a year in gross profit. So I'm telling you, I know a few things about startup too. I'm definitely more knowledgeable than a person who has just started a startup. And I'm telling you, that's the one thing that many people do wrong. Many startup owners do wrong, and they brag about it. And Gen Z is roaming around and listening to them. Oh man, this guy didn't sell his company. Look, he did not sell his company 1 billion, right? Buddy, that is not a good thing. Snapdeal didn't sell their company at 1 billion. They may become 5 billion, but they took a huge risk. This was not worth it. Had they sold it at 1 billion, got out of it and make 15 million each, they would have been pretty better off. Even if they sell it for 20 billion tomorrow, I will not change this statement. Selling it at the first time when I got an out, when I got an exit, is a key thing. That thing on the resume that you got an out and you raise a $1 billion company and you raised a $100 million company and you got an out is a very, very big deal. And in fact, you are in that trap right now. When your person is a $1 billion, he has a $1 billion valuation. He got $100 million funding at that for 10%. He says, "Oh, I own $900 million." Actually, you have nothing. You have nothing. Can you sell this 900 million right away? No. So you have nothing in your hand. Please know this reality. You are a unicorn right now, but you have nothing in your hand. Remember, the salary that you're getting is the only thing you got. And these people who SoftBank and all who give you $100 million, they can just close down the shutters with a blink of eye. For you, it's a lot of money, but for them, it's nothing. It may be a failed experiment. They'll write it off, and they'll get a tax write-off. Yeah. So my thing is, अगर आपको एग्जिट मिलती है, एग्जिट इज ए डिफरेंट थिंग. तुम जैसे इवन गोल्स में भी होता है, फुटबॉल में भी होता है, तुम जितना मर्जी लेके फिरते रहो, बट स्ट्राइकर इज स्ट्राइकर. मैसी इज मैसी बिकॉज he ends up, he puts the ball in the goal. So putting the ball in the goal is of utmost importance in soccer, right, or in football, right, or in football, world football, right, versus American football. So in football and in soccer, basically, this is important, right? So I'm telling you that. So I'm telling you, like, to me, exit is the biggest thing. छोटा गोल बड़ा गोल डज नॉट मैटर, गोल गोल होता है, बाकी कोई बंदा ड्रिबल करता है उसकी कोई वैल्यू नहीं है, ठीक है।
Start to learn. Don't start to earn. The first 700 days of your business journey, your focus needs to be on aggressive action with no expectation of result. I tell you why this is so important. A lot of people start with big dreams, but when they don't get the required traction initially in their business, they lose connection to those bigger dreams and they get stuck with smaller realities of just multiple sustenance and multiple survival. They reduce the size of their goals, they diminish the size of their goals, and they start working only for monthly income generation. Let me tell you this: if your priority is monthly income generation, then jobs are the best vehicle for you. Entrepreneurship is about wealth creation. Wealth creation happens through value creation, and through this process of value creation, you first have to go through a deep process of exploration. And that's why those first 700 days you need to make consistent and massive action, even if you're facing rejections, even if you're facing failures, even if your plans are not working as per plan, even if your wishes are not coming true. Because at the end of the day, those 700 days, those first 700 days are learning days. They are not earning days. But what happens is this: a lot of people start taking action, don't get the desired result, feel heartbroken, and then go into this shell of just working on monthly income survival. The entire purpose and the objective of becoming an entrepreneur gets washed away when you're just focusing on monthly income generation. When you're just focusing on making enough money to be able to pay your expenses and sustain your own personal lifestyle. Use those 700 days for massive learning and be prepared for massive failure. Condition your brain like a samurai. You know, one thing about Japanese warriors for samurais is that they go into a fight. They go into a fight performing their own death ceremony. So they know that in any fight, the man who's willing to die is the one who will win that fight. In entrepreneurship, is just like that. It takes for 700 days. The person who's willing to go through those failures, make those mistakes, and still not let go of their goals is the one who's going to build a scalable business. The rest are just going to build a business for monthly sustenance and monthly survival, which is the most vital way of building a business. So keep in touch with that second reality of the first 700 days being about massive failures and massive learnings without damaging the dreams that you have of building your business. If you're able to pull that off, then you're on the right track. Which brings me to the third reality. The third reality.
देखो, फर्स्ट लर्न देन अर्न। देखो स्टार्टअप इज डिफरेंट। अगेन ये स्टार्टअप के लिए बता रहा है सारा कुछ। तो दिस स्टार्टअप इज अ टोटली डिफरेंट बॉल गेम। Reliance can keep investing money and make no money, and so can be Airbnb and all those things. I'm going to talk about 1 crore business. There is no reason for you to not make 1 lakh, 2 lakh rupees a month in your business as revenue, and then be able to pocket money out of it. There is no reason in a traditional business, the one that I advocate, the one that I own, which is what I call as business. When you say I run a business, Airbnb is not a business to me. It's a different concept. It's a corporation. So I made the types of businesses in America video a long time back. You should watch that. You cannot get confused. If you get confused, then you are having problems here. Gas station owner is not same as ExxonMobil business. ExxonMobil is a business which gives franchisee. It's different. Corporation is different. This is different. First learn, then earn. No. You have very clear focus on that. You will start making money and you will start be able to sustain your life with that business, and then only you can easily sustain it. If let's say you open a freelancing website, freelancing, go to website and start your freelancing business, then once you start making money, you start to create, you understand how to do the value creation, and then you basically in the next stage you hire one guy and pocket 50% of what you make on him from the client, and then keep 50% in your pocket and then give the rest to him. Why can't you just keep scaling it? You see, why can't you just keep scaling it? So my thing is, if you are focused on earning in traditional business, in 1 crore a year revenue business, which aspires to be 10 crore a year revenue, 20 crore a year, 50 crore a year revenue, right? And so on and so forth. If you focus on earning, it will teach you. It will teach you. You open a small, I will not say like years and years, maybe first 3 months you don't make money because you're simply just started, right? First 6 months you don't make money, that is acceptable, but after that you have to make money. Any restaurant you open, you have to make money. I'm talking about traditional business. You have to make money, and when your focus is on earning, learning will come with it. Like I'm making money right now. Am I not learning new things? I am focusing on learning new things. I am, especially with reference to the issues at hand. So learning will start to address only the issues that you will face. There may be many more things to learn. No, but that is not true for me. I don't think first learn then earn applies to a regular traditional business. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this guy, but I'm here decimating all his ideas. But because I think I picked the wrong video for reaction. Now that I've picked it up, I'll just keep going with it because my wife is waiting. I have to start, I have to watch a movie. But I will just talk about it. Yeah, fast. But I think I made a mistake of picking the wrong video. Let's see whether he talks about something for business or not. Okay?
Is your business model. What do I mean by a business model? I truly believe in any business, the business model is the make or the break. And if you don't have an effective business model, then no matter how good your product is, no matter how good your sales pitch is, no matter how amazing
ये बिल्कुल मेरे लिए काम किया. I found something that is good. and applicable on traditional business. So मैं पहले क्या करता, very when I first started this thing, everybody used to be my customer. Green card holders, citizens, GCAD holders, H4EAD holders, H1, H2, H5, सारे F1, OPT, CPT, guys in India, working professionals in India, everybody was my customer. Eventually, I realized only a few, very few segments can give me a very good sustainable business, and I started focusing on that. So, as a traditional business, in the very first few days, you will definitely make this mistake, and go do this make this mistake, please. Nothing bad in that. Keep learning from your mistake, and then you will start to make money in a concentrating fashion. So basically, it's a 80-20 rule. I learned 80-20 rule. It's very much applicable on this. Your 80% of your revenue comes from your 20% of the customers. Identify those 20 customers fast and start making your 80% from them. So that reduce your headache, and start ignoring the rest of the 80% customers. So you'll see it will reduce your headache. And for me, that was a huge thing when I started working with some of the, you'll see some videos regarding idiots, green card holders and citizens basically. So yeah, this is true. It's a business model wali baat bhi is a little bit applicable on the traditional business, because I had to make business models, revenue models, and I had to modelize my business. But that is for entirely different purpose. He says your business model should have revenue. In my like in a traditional business, when you open a restaurant, you sell the food and you make money, right? So where will the money come from? So those business model issues are faced by the startup and all, because they don't have a revenue model. But in our case, we do. So I don't think that is applicable. But this one is applicable. Number 4 is applicable.
And the reality is there is a specific audience for every product, for every service, for every type of business. So you need to know who that specific audience is. You need to know who has the money, who has the authority, who has the need for your product or service. And the initial journey, the first 2-3 months of your business journey is only to figure out who has the money, who has the authority, who has the need. Because once you identify who is the right customer for you, then you need to keep focusing on the right customer with your marketing and sales effort. But if you don't know who's the right customer for you, you don't know who has the money, authority, and need, then you're forever going to be all over the place, and you'll never build something that's scalable and sustainable. So the key is to understand the fourth reality, that everybody is not your customer. Because when you say everybody is your customer, nobody is your customer. It brings me to the fifth reality that you need to be conscious about in your business. The fifth reality is in the context of selling. And in the context of selling, one of the most important realities that you need to accept is that every prospect will not buy. Yes, you heard me say that. Every prospect will not buy. Even the best salespeople on the planet have rejections, because sales is a numbers game. Some will buy, some will buy, so what? Who's next? That's the mindset you need in sales. But if you go in,
This works. So this is applicable to traditional business of mine especially. So we need to have pipeline of leads. Previously, I used to be about, like, let's say there's a lead. It becomes, I used to have level 1 lead, level 2 lead, level 3 lead, level 4 lead, level 5 lead. I'll talk about this in detail if you guys ever want. But basically, these levels of lead I defined. So this modularizing business is very important, but doesn't mean you will not be making money. I was making money already, and then I started modularizing it. I started getting business models on the basis of that I started thinking through all the issues. So every prospect will not buy. Yes. So for me, creating a pipeline is very important. You need to have a pipeline. If you have more leads in the pipe, so for example, I give my lead generation guy is like so I'll talk about this formula. Like I can just talk about it briefly. My lead generation guy is a freelancer. He brings leads. He gets paid on lead basis. We have defined criteria. So if you start a new vertical model or any business, you need to think in terms of, we'll talk about how I decided to make source it from a freelancer versus a in-house guy. So freelancer versus in-house is a big deal. What you bring in-house, what you keep it as a freelancer contractor, those are a big deal. But yeah, one thing is sure, every prospect will not buy. So I created a huge pipeline wherein a lead generation is going on the side constantly. New leads are coming, old leads. The guy says no, go done with it. The guy says after joining, I don't want to join you guys. I used to bother about it a lot. Hey, you left me. Hey, you left me. So basically, when we place people, they sometimes leave the job. So that's what I'm talking about. I used to feel bad when I used to do all the work by myself. I used to feel bad, but now I get a pipeline. Someone goes out of the pipeline, doesn't matter. What matters is what goes to the entire pipeline. So for that, constant generation of leads is very important, which feeds into the pipeline. So that's a freelance guy. So that is very important. Every prospect will not buy, and yes, that's a true statement. Don't take it to heart. I have had days in 2006. I have had days when a person said he was just undergoing training. I was about to place him. I didn't even place him. I felt so bad that he wanted to now leave because I trained him. Now he wants to leave. I trained a batch of 10 people. Now he wanted to leave, and he was my number one person that I could easily place. Then he said that he want to leave. He wanted to 20 to 25 days or 30 days. I was training him. I didn't like it. Back in the days, I was like this. I used to hate it. So my point is, every prospect will not buy is a stark reality. You need to create a lead generation engine, and that lead generation engine should constantly keep running, and you should keep feeding your pipeline. ठीक है?
mind, if I'm talking to a prospect and every prospect needs to buy, the people who go in with this myth and this notion that every prospect needs to buy, they end up feeling disheartened. They end up losing their morale when they face rejections. The key is to accept the reality that every prospect will not buy. Even the best salespeople on the planet face rejections. In fact, here's the bigger reality.
ये बिल्कुल हुआ था. Once I made a placement, I worked very hard on that. I was preparing my first placement in the business. At least after my wife joined me in 2004, that was my first placement. I still remember the name of the lady. Chiri, क्या नाम था? Remember that? I will remember. One of these days I'll remember the name. So I placed her, and then she passed. Right? She left us, and so she did. The point is, guys. I'm just telling you. Yeah, I used to get disheartened because I put so much energy into that. Eventually, I figured out a formula to start a batch of 10 to 15 to 20 people, so that at least there are 2 or 3 placements in the entire batch which become finalized. So that's when I started to have a sustainable operation when I was working on as myself. Eventually, I figured out a formula wherein lead generation had to be sustained during the entire pipeline. Someone else was handling. Remember, I had one person with me, and then I had 3 people with me. So they will handle everything, and the lead generation keeps on pumping through the start of from the start of the pipeline, and then that's how I basically was able to sustain this whole operation. But in the very beginning, when I was doing as a one-person army, also I started making bigger batches to ensure that at least I get some placements out of my this thing. In the very first time, I had a batch of only 2 people. When they both left, I was like, man, I worked so hard for 3 months on these guys, and now they're leaving. So I didn't like it. In 2006 and 5, that's how I used to operate, and that doesn't work. You need to have proper setup for that. I had to rent a room, and I had to put proper advertisements to attract those leads. When I started a batch of 10, so I got 10 people batch, and then I started working on it. So this is how basically you need to make sure that every prospect will not buy should be built early on in your whole setup, in your whole like business idea or your business, like basically your business operation. If you don't do that, then you will end up getting disheartened and you'll start feeling bad. Okay. So I will not, as part of my secret shortcut, I don't let you make this mistake. I don't let you make this mistake, basically. That's what it is. Secret formula is all about that, right? I don't let you make this simple mistake, right? I ask you to make a huge batch.
About this reality. The more rejections you collect in sales, the more revenue you generate through sales. What do I mean by that? Because sales is a numbers game, and you continue to take action even though you're getting rejections. You continue to go out there and put in the effort in selling to more people even though you're getting rejections. That is the secret behind making more money. Successful salespeople have more rejections than average salespeople even have sales attempts. So go out there for more rejections so that you can get more sales for yourself. Don't stop at rejections with this notion of every prospect needs to buy. Accept the reality that every prospect will not buy and set yourself free. Which brings me to the 6th reality of business. Raising investments is not the way. Being funded is not the way. Unfortunately, our media glorifies entrepreneurs who are being funded.
ये तो मैं भी मानता हूँ. स्टार्टअप वालों, जब फंडिंग मिलती है ना यार, केक काटा करो, नो इश्यूज. सेलिब्रेशन कर लिया करो, because you should celebrate every single small thing in your life. Okay, that's true. I learned it the hard way. Not really enjoying the milestones and things like that. So I know that's important now. But guys, don't think of it as be all and end all. और उसको भाई को 2 मिलियन की फंडिंग मिल गई. अरे भैया, फंडिंग मिली है, उसके हाथ में थोड़ी पैसे गिरे हैं, कमाता थोड़ी है कुछ अभी. He doesn't make anything. Learn this talk reality of the entrepreneurship startup space. Okay, this thing is not applicable to us. I'm going away from this quite fast. I don't want to talk about it more. Okay, but yeah, getting funded is not what it's all about. Okay.
Or you're exiting your business and you're handing it over to more capable hands to expand it to a larger stage or a larger scale. That is a way.
Achha, but one thing is sure. So that happiness thing is about dealing with that reality. But it doesn't mean you go around and create those situations. सोलो स्पोर्ट वर्सेस टीम स्पोर्ट. आपकी टीम है तो आप हो. जिस दिन आपके समझ आ गया तभी आप ठीक चलोगे. अगर आप सोचोगे मैं अकेले सब कुछ कर लूंगा, मैं सब कुछ करता हूँ, कुछ नहीं चलने वाला. ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस के बारे में बता रहा हूँ, उसमें तो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में तो है ही ऐसे.
Being the solo warrior in that business and such a
देखो, ये rather do everything by yourself will not work. Any kind of business. क्योंकि आप एक बंदे हो, अगर आप काम नहीं कराओगे फिर वो 2 के 3 4 कैसे होंगे? फिर वो 4 गुना काम कभी भी नहीं होगा, कभी भी नहीं होगा. तो इसलिए ये तो बिल्कुल क्लियर है, किसी भी बिजनेस के ऊपर एप्लीकेबल है. And I have already talked about that in another video, at least today itself, so I remember it, so I won't talk about it again.
Set will only take you to a certain extent, but you will never ever be able to build a scalable business. And this is a very important reality to accept and understand right in the early stages of your business. Some people give you the excuse where they say, once I need a team, once I scale up, then I will hire a team. But the reality is this: you don't hire a team when you scale up. You hire a team to scale up. And right from the beginning, you lay the foundation of building teams in every single department of the business, so there is consistency of activity in your business. Now, some may argue, but Rajiv, in the beginning,
ये बिल्कुल सही है. स्केल पहले आएगा या टीम पहले आएगी? रिमेंबर, मेरे हिसाब से ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस में पहले टीम आएगी. टीम नहीं होगी तो जब तुम बिजनेस ज्यादा आ जाएगा, तुम कहाँ से टीम खड़े करते फिरोगे, उनको सिखाते फिरोगे, फिर वो देयर इज अ बिट ऑफ अ चर्न, देयर इज अ बिट ऑफ अ अट्रिशन. सो 20 पीपल बिजनेस या 10 पीपल बिजनेस में आपको 10 बंदे थोड़ा सा पहले खड़े करने पड़ते हैं, उसका भी लीड जनरेशन इंजन रेडी करना पड़ता है। आप 20 बंदों की टीम खड़ी करो, 5 बंदे काम के निकलेंगे, 2 बंदे काम के निकलेंगे, बट 12 बाकी 18 को निकाल दो। ठीक है, तो ये आप करते रहो। टीम आपको पहले बिल्ड करनी पड़ेगी, जितनी जितनी टीम बिल्ड होती रहेगी उनको आप काम देते रहो, तो आपका काम बढ़ता रहेगा। मेरे पास इतना ज्यादा काम है, मैं 10,000 आइडियाज हैं, मैं टीम पहले बिल्ड अगर नहीं करूंगा तो उनकी तो फायदा नहीं, आइडियाज काम ही नहीं करेंगे। अगर मैं उन आइडिया से काम करने लग जाऊँ, अकेला लग जाऊँ पागलों की तरह से, इट्स नॉट गोना वर्क। पहले टीम ही आएगी। अंडे और मुर्गी में से पहले मुर्गी ही चाहिए। आई डोंट नो व्हाई पिग मुर्गी आउट ऑफ द अंडा, दोनों का मतलब सेम ही है, मुर्गी के अंडे, अंडे के मुर्गी, राइट। सो आई डोंट नो, बट द पॉइंट इज गाइस, पहले इनमें से टीम ही आती है, टीम आएगी पहले। ये ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस का फंडा बता रहा हूँ। पहले आप खुद काम करते हो, यानी कि आप टीम हो, आप आगे, उतना बिजनेस आएगा, बिजनेस थोड़ा बढ़ने लगेगा, टीम खड़ी करनी स्टार्ट करो, थोड़ा सा डेलीगेट करो, थोड़ा सा नुकसान, उसको पैसे जा रहे हैं, बंदे को सैलरी जा रही है, लेकिन अभी बिजनेस लेके नहीं आने लगा। बट रिमेंबर, तुमने बिजनेस लाया, वो अंदर चला गया, तो फिर कैसे करोगे? दो क्लाइंट को कैसे खुश करोगे? तो वो सब सिचुएशन आने से अच्छे कि आप पहले टीम खड़ी करने का सिस्टम बनाते रहो। मैंने ये चीज अप्लाई की है सीक्रेट शॉर्टकट में किसी के साथ, अभी उनको मैंने सीधा टीम बनाने की बात की, पहले टीम बनाओ जल्दी जल्दी। टीम ना बनाना कैन बी अ डेवास्टेटिंग मिस्टेक, एंड दैट इज पार्ट ऑफ द फेलियर, दैट्स काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग। सो यू मेक अ टीम फर्स्ट, एंड रिमेंबर कि सोलो, कभी भी सोलो ना चलो, थोड़ा टीम बनाना स्टार्ट। 5 बंदे संभालने बड़े आसान है, 5 बंदों तक की टीम बनाना बहुत आसान होता है। तो 5 बंदे ढूंढने की अपनी प्रैक्टिस स्टार्ट कर दो कि ये बंदे हैं, ठीक है ना, ये हमारे बंदे। तो ये सबसे बड़ी चीज़ है मेरे ख्याल से ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस में, 5 बंदों की टीम खड़ी करना स्टार्ट करो।
Because we don't have the money. Let me tell you this, money is a lie. Not having money is a lie. More than the money, you need the right mindset. When you have the right mindset and you understand what the journey takes, you figure the money out to be able to build those teams. So I'm not going to sit and argue on people's realities of, but I have only this much investment or this much capital to start my business. I don't care what your capital is. I started my business with a capital of 5,000 rupees. And today across my 4 businesses, we employ more than 2,100 people. So I know one thing, that it is more about the mindset than it is about the money. It's about how your point of view is, how your approach is towards building teams. And if your approach towards building teams is not healthy, it's not something that excites you, it's something that you look at as a pain in the backside, it's something that you look at as a headache, then please understand this. You're going to end up being in the trap of self-employment where you will do everything but accomplish nothing. You'll never build something that's scalable. So please accept this reality that this is a team sport, it's not a solo sport, and orient yourself in the approach of building teams rather than in the approach of doing everything by yourself. Which brings me to the 9th reality in business, which is to do with marketing. Today, everybody understands it's important to do marketing of some form or some shape. That you need to take consistent action either on social media or on offline platforms, but you need to have a clear strategy which you're implementing consistently and proactively in marketing. But here's the reality that most people miss. When they start taking action on marketing, when they start implementing marketing strategies, they expect immediate results. And when they don't get the results immediately, they discard the activity of marketing and they live their life with hope and prayer, hoping and praying for clients to come to them automatically. Here's the reality. Marketing is a time-taking activity, but it's a necessary activity. You need to put consistent effort into marketing. You need to keep nurturing your prospects, and eventually you'll start seeing the traction. Don't expect quick results from marketing.
तो ठीक है, लेकिन the marketing in the traditional sense is not applicable to us. We don't have to go increase outreach in general purpose like in TV ads and all that stuff. But we do have lead generation engines going on, which is pretty much is a sort of marketing wherein we're generating leads through certain different kinds of marketing efforts and going to LinkedIn and all those generating leads. Pretty much similar thing. Also, it's not like very different from we go to so many websites and generate leads. So marketing is a must. You keep going and keep doing. But remember team comes first or marketing comes first. Team comes first, then you start doing marketing because the leads will come, who will handle the leads. Okay, so team is a must, and lead generation engine is a must. So lead generation engine should kickstart right after your team. So what you do is you bring the team in, start teaching them what you are doing. When you have 1-person army, from that going to 2-person army, start teaching them what this is how I do, this is what I do. There's a 3-pronged way to teach. First, do and let him watch. Then second is he will do, you will dictate, and you will watch and dictate. Third stage is he will do, you will not dictate, and then he will, and you will watch. Fourth stage is he will do, you will not watch, and he will do independently. So if you use these 4 things, you will be able to create people who are basically like you, and then sometime around that, start the lead generation engine. ठीक है ना, start the lead generation engine and pump it, make it double capacity because now you have double capacity. Route new leads in and he'll start working alongside. ठीक है.
People who expect quick results from marketing never ever build a marketing department in the business, which only means that the rest of their life they're only going to depend on word of mouth referrals. And the truth about word of mouth referrals is you are not in control of the number of referrals you will receive through word of mouth. So it's very important that you accept the reality that marketing is necessary, marketing is essential, marketing requires consistency, and marketing is an activity which takes time in giving you the desired result. If you don't accept these realities about marketing, you will end up losing hope on marketing and you'll give up on the activity of marketing, which is going to put your business in a massive trap. Which brings me to the last and final reality you need to accept as a business owner. The last and final, the 10th reality is this: your business finances are separate from your personal finances.
Yeah.
If you're not drawing that distinction right from day one, let me promise you one thing. If you think your business finances and your personal finances,
ये तो बिल्कुल है। मैं आपको इसके बड़े अच्छे एग्जांपल दे सकता हूँ कि ना क्या हुआ था, मेरा एक दोस्त था, तो आई हैव अ फ्रेंड इन 2000 2005 when I started this business. I started in 3, I didn't do much till 2004. So all this is what I call as secret shortcuts, right? So I don't let you spend 2 hours, 2 years in the way I did. I was doing things. It's not like I was not busy. I was busy, but I didn't know what to do in America, right? I don't know anything in America. There's no Google, no ChatGPT, no nothing. Google was there, but it wasn't very good. Basically, it won't give you all these great results because there were not very many pages on these topics. For example, I'm not able to find a topic right now, from how to handle a 50 people team. So now I'm on a journey to make my own channel, right? Anyway, the point is, business finances does not. So back in the days, in 2005, there was a friend of mine. He had this mindset that he cannot spend $20 a month on a business on a cell phone plan. So I had overcome that. So before that, even I did not overcome that. So this guy had a mindset that so business finances is a different thing, but to me this echoes with a very interesting thing of my life. This guy could not create a $20 minus cash flow in his life because he was having the job mindset. So in job, when you are getting a certain amount of money, you allocate certain things, and okay, these are the things I will do. You have an allocation of the mobile budget that okay, I will spend $30 a month on the mobile. He had this mindset of not going for unlimited. Back in the days, there were unlimited plans, and so he will never take an unlimited plan of a good company. He would go with a cheap company and whose reception was not good and things like that. People make this mistake. They basically keep wasting their time, and rather than investing in the right tools of communication and right tools of this thing and hiring the right team. So these are some of the things that I learned early on, that okay, well, quite late. I also made mistakes. I will talk about those. In 2004 I made this mistake. In 2005 I learned from them. In 2005 I understood one thing. I was having this great mindset of investing in tools, in proper phone, proper plan, proper office, proper pen, proper pencil, proper board, proper projector, proper laptop, proper everything. These things, they should not take a lot of your time. They don't take too much money, but these are the things which were basically coming out of the job mindset kind of finances and getting into business mindset kind of finances. Let's talk about what these guys are saying. Let's hear that, and then I'll give you a reaction on that.
Then you are going to be pathetic at the skill of money management. What will end up happening is this: you will always look at putting all the money back into the business, and you'll never build personal assets for yourself. Personal assets.
वेरी गुड, बिल्कुल सही है, ये तो बिल्कुल सही है. बंदे क्या करते हैं, रेवेन्यू को उसके साथ मिक्स करते हैं. दे मिक्स द रेवेन्यू विद द प्रॉफिट, gross profit. They confuse the gross profit with net profit, and then they don't take the money out, and then they are not building anything for their family. I've seen people who are, I actually know this guy. He has a 350 people company. He's 1/4 partner. Seemingly, that company is supposed to make at least how much money? $35 million revenue. 100,000 per person, right? At least 200,000. So maybe 70 million company or 50 million company revenue, and then he must be making a profit of at least 10 million, $2.5 million. Where is all this money, buddy? It doesn't show in his lifestyle. He doesn't even have you know what I mean, right? I see they don't have proper houses. Even Vivek Bandra could be doing this. Vivek Bandra is doing a mistake. He has so much money coming in. He's living in an apartment. Why don't you live in a house? Yes. The art of managing the money, especially in the business context, is very important. See, remember, whatever money you take out every month for your own personal gain is your own actual money, that profit that you're making. Rest everything is just smoke. It goes back in the money, no? You should, and there is an objective of learning these things. There is something called as capital. So the capital requirement of business may have gone up. You bought a house for 2 crore and then you sold it for 3 crore. Guess when you buy the next house, what will be the price? 3 crore. So the capital requirement has gone up now. There should be a way to model it. This capital thing does not hit me every day, that like the way I said, but in real estate business it will hit you every single day. So where is all that analysis? Now you need 3 crore capital. So that's what you use to buy next piece of property, right? You're left with nothing, and that will show your lifestyle. You will be on scooter. You won't be able to afford the petrol of the car. In real estate business, I see a lot of application of this principle. Same way people are making mistakes in IT staffing and in any traditional business. You should you should definitely create your personal assets. And I'm making, as part of Secret Shortcuts, I'm making some organic investments videos, which will definitely give you great results in 30 to 35 years. Like, for example, if you invest 30 to 60K in a certain instrument that I'm talking about, you will make $8 million by the time you retire. So do that. Make those investments on the side. You are confusing investments, passive investments, and active income. You are confusing these two things. From their active work, you should get some money out, and you should use that money, and then rest of the money you should invest in personal things, and that's what is your actual portfolio building. You're building the actual portfolio. This is your business. You should know how to get the money out of this business. Okay, it's very important. If you don't have this thing, I've given you multiple examples. Vivek Bindra is a perfect example. Mr. Vivek Bindra, you are making these mistakes too, in my opinion, because you are living in an apartment. Wife abuse वीडियो में मैंने आपने लोगों ने वाइफ देखी, अब्यूज देखा, मैंने देखा आप किसी फ्लैट में रहते हो, और चलो 10 करोड़ का फ्लैट है यार, है तो फ्लैट ही ना, घर में तो रहो ना आप, कम से कम 1 कनाल की कोठी होनी चाहिए थी आपकी, 4 कनाल की कोठी होनी चाहिए थी अब तक, तो इतने पैसे कमा लिया आपने, कहाँ है वो पैसे, कहाँ है वो पैसे सारे, कोठी खरीदो सर। ओके, विवेक बिंद्रा जी और जीव जी, आप भी बोल तो रहे हो पर कर नहीं रहे होंगे आप, पक्का ये करते नहीं है, कोई बहुत सारे लोग करते नहीं इन चीजों को, दे कीप लिविंग अ वेरी penurious and very fuddu life, and then but Vijay Shekhar Sharma is not making this mistake. He bought a 400 crore house. Nikhil Kamath has also bought a very big house, right? He is not making that mistake, right? बिजनेस से पैसे निकाल के अपने पर्सनल उस पर खर्चने होते हैं, और स्पेशली इस तरह की चीजें, हाउस इज नो ब्रेनर इन्वेस्टमेंट इन इंडिया, उसका तो डबल हो जाना प्राइस 10 साल में, वो तो पैसे बिल्कुल घर में रहोगे भी और यूज भी करोगे, वो भी करोगे, सो यू शुड डेफिनेटली डू इट। ठीक है ना राजीव जी, ध्यान रखना, मेरे वीडियोस देखना, मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि हाउस इज अ नो ब्रेनर utility of money in India, because it grows like anything, not flat. I'm talking about the one with the land, विला, जिसे विला बोलते हैं इंडिया में, या कोठी। ठीक है,
in a manner where you end up spending all the money that the business makes for your personal requirements and never build stability or finances in your organization. You are different from your company or your business or your entity. They're two separate entities. To manage the finances of these two entities in a distinguishing manner, you cannot have the same approach and merge the two as one. Neither is it healthy for putting back all your money into the business, nor is it healthy for you to recklessly drop